Today we are beginning with a guilty verdict. A woman has been convicted of kidnapping and killing Colombia teenager Sanaa Amenhotep.
The verdict against Nicole Sanchez-Peralta came quickly, with the jury needing just 30 minutes to deliberate after a week-long trial.
Now, News 19's Peyton Lewis has been in the courtroom since the very beginning. She has heard every day of testimony. She joins us now live outside the Lexington County Courthouse to share the latest details. What happened in court today, Peyton?
Darcy, Andrea, today jurors were finally charged to make their deliberations. Deliberations started at about 1:45 this afternoon, and like you said, Darcy, they only needed 40 minutes to decide on a guilty verdict. Nicole Sanchez-Peralta is facing a minimum of 30 years in prison for a murder charge and for kidnapping. The prosecution said she was one of 3 people who lured Amenhotep out of her home in April of 2021, killed her, then burned her in a rural part of Lexington County off I-20. Before the jury got the case to deliberate, they heard from 2 law enforcement officers called by the defense. The defense was trying to claim that Sanchez-Peralta was the victim of abuse by one of the other suspects, Travion Nelson, who was her boyfriend. One of the witnesses today talked about responding to a domestic violence call involving Sanchez-Peralta and the boyfriend. In closing arguments, the defense claims the entire murder was Nelson's idea and that she was forced to participate. But the prosecution argued that Sanchez-Peralta knowingly participated and continually lied to law enforcement and Sanaa's family. As the verdict was read, Sanchez-Peralta's mother began sobbing, but Sanaa's family sat with smiles on their faces. Sanaa's father, Sharif Amenhotep, says he hopes this trial serves as an example and that no other family has to go through what he has in the last 2 years.
That's how powerful her love was. It extended out in the world, that it reciprocated. It came back to her, that we're able to get this to this point today where we'll be able to get some justice, and justice for us and for our families, if that those who are responsible, who will never ever be able to do this to another family. That's justice for us, that, you know, another mother and father will not have to feel the pain that we are feeling today.
Sanaa's family says they will be back for sentencing and are prepared to read victim impact statements then. Normally, after a verdict is read, there will be a sentencing the same day, but in this case, Judge Deborah McCaslin chose not to sentence all 3, she chose to sentence all 3 co-defendants together. Now, that sentencing has a tentative date for June 30th as of right now, but it is subject to change. Reporting live in Lexington County, Peyton Lewis, News 19 WLTX.
Peyton, thank you so much. Sanchez-Peralta is one of 3, as Peyton just mentioned, charged with Amenhotep's kidnapping and murder. 20-year-old Travion Nelson and 19-year-old Jalen Wilson have both pleaded guilty, and they are also awaiting sentencing.